All right, Pisces, welcome to your yearly 2018 Sidereal Astrology forecast. So this video is for Sidereal. If you don't know what that is or you are new to the channel, do check the link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. So you will notice they are different. And there's also a chart calculator down there as well. So if you don't know what your moon or ascendant is, I do recommend finding your sidereal moon and ascendant as well to watch all three. Sun, moon, and ascendant should give you a pretty good general, but yet a little more specific reading for the year for you. All right, Pisces. So this year, I think the emphasis will be on depth and intimacy for you, getting deeper in life. You may have noticed this shift in December, or will, if depending on when you're watching this video. Yeah, that's the Jupiter transiting your 8th house, where there is just more deeper feelings, more things being brought to the surface, but it's all very positive. It's all for this transformation. It's all for this acceptance. It's all for this more vulnerability. And that's going to be strengthening you. It's going to be strengthening your relationships and your overall life in general. Now, the other area of emphasis will be on your career, where you have Saturn this year and next, actually, 2019 as well. So this is where you can work hard. Be patient perhaps with the career stuff, productive stuff, but taking it one step at a time is a really good way of working with this. And I think what you'll find is that, in steps, there is certainly progress in this area, but thinking big, thinking long term, and all the stuff you establish here with this could certainly be paying off into the future. All right, so Pisces, let's look at this along with some of the other things you've got this year in more detail. All right, Pisces, so here's your chart for the year. There's Jupiter there in your 8th house. Again, helping you connect to the deeper dimensions of life. This is for yourself, but also about life in general. Some of you might be finding some truth about conspiracies, because there are conspiracy facts out there, or maybe getting into some occult stuff, anything like that. But really just connecting to all the stuff that's normally hidden, whether it's about yourself, life, or even about relationships. In fact, there could be a lot of emphasis on interdependency and relying on others, and maybe even some luck in terms of other people's money or loans or things like that at this time, or inheritance even. There's Saturn in your 10th house, helping build your career and your productive life. Really good to be taking this area one step at a time and yeah, building it. Saturn's often talked about in terms of only limitation, but Saturn does pay off where there is responsibility, where there is patience, where there is hard work. And this is certainly a great area to emphasize that. So this is a very general reading, Pisces. There is a 20% discount if you'd like a more specific look. There's a link down below and also at the end of this video. So yeah, if you want to look at your specific chart, which is way more accurate, you do get 20% off if you're coming from this video. But let's have a look at the specific months. January 16th, we have Jupiter sextiling Pluto. So good synergy here between these areas, the area of depth and the area of your career. Could be bringing that into your career, actually, that depth, maybe even other people's money, working with that, shared resources, whatever it is. It's very much supporting the career and productive area, which is being emphasized. In fact, the career has been emphasized, you could say, over the past 10, 11 years with Pluto here. And this, in this context, it's been about change with it. It's been about non-attachment with it. A lot of you have seen a lot of transformations with your career. So this is still an orb, but it's in very good aspect. I think there's an empowering feeling about your career this year. And so bringing that into it, maybe making some changes if you're guided to, but it'll be because you're non-attached to it, right? When we're not attached about something, what happens? It inspires us. It gives us a boost. It gives us that empowering feeling. It's that kind of energy, or at least available this year. And that empowerment also going into depth, intimacy, openness, breaking of some patterns, right? Making some changes, facing some fears. Could be linked with the career, but just in general with this good aspect. We have a new moon on the 16th as well in January, and it is going to be in Sagittarius on the 10th house. So there is likely some new beginnings shaping up here in January regarding your productive life and career, kicking off the new year. So January 31st, we do have a lunar eclipse with the North Node in Cancer. And I think this is going to be pulling more on the Leo side of it, though. The past year and a half, I think a lot of you have been putting some work or learning about your day-to-day work, your routine, your health, your diet, your regimes, anything you do on this daily level. And this is, I think, a high point with all of this. Between January and March, let's say, there is this cultivation of this day-to-day stuff. Some of you it's work, some of you it's your routine, whatever it is, improving things, fixing things, your service to others. And so really emphasize, I think this will be emphasized around the lunar eclipse, but where it's starting to shift these first few months is towards your self-expression. Your life path is going to be taking you into your self-expression this year. And I think it's a great year for this, whether you're spending time with your romantic partner or new romantic partners, kids, if you have kids in your life, those that, you get sort of creative with or playful with, just that passion and fun, really good time to put energy into this. And if it's more introverted, maybe it's your hobbies, your interests, your crafts, your creative side, things like this. So you will likely notice this shift, I think, at the beginning of the year, but it will be culminating more and more as we go through the year, and then especially early 2019 with that area. So in that context, though, we have a solar eclipse on February 15th. So once we get to February, there's now the South Node solar eclipse, which is saying that there might be some past life energy coming in regarding friends or groups, community things. In fact, you may have noticed this last year as well, towards the end of it. Anything that needs to be brought back into balance now, involving group stuff, let's say, and or your aspirations about the future. If there's any extremes with this on either side, it is good to bring some balance back with this. And I think just sitting with this energy around February 15th, help you become aware of it, because that's just the beginning. And the culmination will be at the end of July. By the end of July, I think there will be that separation, that more balance to this area, letting go of some past life energy involving the groups or the aspirations. If there's any yearnings for it, you're releasing those yearnings, and that's going to help you get into your personal self-expression. What do you enjoy? What are you passionate about? Because that's exactly what the group needs, and that's exactly what your aspirations need. All right, so April 14th, we have the second Jupiter sextile Pluto, so there could be some implementation with now these key areas of depth and your career. Okay, so if it wasn't tangible in January, then I think it'll certainly be tangible for most of you mid-April. Okay, April 14th is the second aspect. It's usually when it's a little more in the world. And then from April onward, implementing more of this, again, depth and productive energy. Now, April 15th, the day after, we have a new moon in Pisces. And this is significant because it's your sign, of course, but it's also conjunct Uranus. And Uranus has been in your sign for the past 8 years now. And a lot of you have been finding a lot of freedom with being yourself, or being more independent, the freedom that comes from independence, freedom of asserting ourselves, being direct, pursuing our personal needs. And so now it's a new beginning for you here with this sort of energy. And Uranus is actually finishing up Pisces. We'll be going into Aries, actually dipping into Aries here around the summer, but exiting Pisces for good, 2019, and then especially by 2020 with that transit out of your first house. So you're finishing this up. All these lessons or experiences these past 8 years about freedom of self, freedom of being who you are, and now April 15th is this new beginning with this, new you in many ways, surfacing more in alignment with your true self. May 25th, Jupiter trines up to Neptune, so there is good synergy. Like I was saying, Jupiter's very well aspected this year, and Jupiter is your traditional ruler actually. You get a lot of support with that, but Neptune is your modern ruler. And what's so nice about this is your traditional ruler is now trying your modern ruler this year. So it needs to be, generally, again, your personal chart matters most, but generally a very inspiring year for your sign. Also more easygoing, more receptive. Not that you aren't already, but you've got this about you in the world, more receptive, more deeper, just connected like this. And the Neptune in the 12th has already been for the past 10 years helping you live more presently, helping you let go of what's outside of your control. And now that's directly supporting the depth, directly supporting what truly matters, directly supporting sharing with others, whether it's sharing your feelings, sharing resources, just sharing in general, building that trust, right? So really good links there with those water areas and very intuitive, actually. It would be a really good year for creative energy as well. You know, Neptune the 12th, really good for creative arts, music, imagery, imagination, things like this. So June 28th, we have a full moon in Pisces, or excuse me, in Sagittarius, and this is that 10th house. So we're talking about at the beginning of the year, there's some new cultivations with your productive life. Well, this is when things sort of come to a high point with it. In fact, really this whole summer into autumn time, if you're in the northern hemisphere, winter into spring, if you're in the southern, is when things are culminating with this stuff. The full moon on June 28th is with the career and the productive life. Again, another step in the right direction with that. But if anything started back in December of 2017, this could be the culmination of that regarding your career. July 12th, we have a partial solar eclipse in Gemini. There could be some new beginnings with your home or location or your family life in some way. Nothing major, but something new there, more than likely on some level for most of you. And then July 27th, we have a lunar eclipse in that Capricorn 11th. So like we were saying, in February, there's this new beginning with bringing balance back to your group sector and also your aspirations, hopes and wishes for the future. And now this could be that shifting time where you do that releasing. This isn't the releasing of the external as much as it's the releasing of any yearnings you have, any unhealthy perspectives you have with it. And it's going to help bring balance back. And then again, help you get into that self-expression, which is really the undercurrent of the year. August 11th, we have a solar eclipse in Leo, and this is your 6th house. So again, more things moving with the work and career, specifically the day-to-day work here with this. Like I said, this area is culminating at the beginning of the year, but there's another step in the right direction here, August 11th with that. And then August 19th, we have Jupiter trining Neptune for the last time. Again, completion, coming full circle back around to finishing up whatever started earlier, December, January time. And so this is, again, with the depth and with your spirituality, your intuition, your receptive side. Cultivating if there is anything in your life specifically pertaining to that. September 12th, the last aspect with Jupiter and Pluto, cultivating the career side of it, the productive side, that empowering energy we're talking about with it. Solidifying the career. October 24th, we have a full moon right in between your sign and Aries, which will be conjunct that Uranus, which is the culmination of that freedom we were talking about since April. We said in April is this new you, right? Freedom. October 24th is the culmination of that. More awareness of yourself, more awareness of the importance of freedom, the more awareness of the importance of being who you truly are, and that really being embodied into your being here around late October. So the last couple months of the year, we have Jupiter going into Scorpio. This is going to be emphasizing travel for a lot of you, university studies, higher learning, spirituality, astrology, anything that expands your horizons is going to be the emphasis November, December, and going into 2019. All right, and we do have a new moon in that 9th house, actually December 7th. So there could quite literally be some new things at the end of the year, topping off the year, but starting new things with this new expansion of your life in general. Some of you travel, some of you university, whatever it is that is about that open horizon. All right, so Pisces, have a fantastic year. Thank you for watching. If you'd like that discount, do check out the link on the page. Wishing you the very best, and I'll see you all very soon for the next forecast. Take care.